5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had. Bring them out. Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert. All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.
Here I am, God damn it. Here I am. Welcome once again to the Romello Marcellus Show. I am he and he is me. And if you're hearing my voice, you're blessed to be in the land of the living. And anything you decide you want to change about you and the world in which you live, put your motherfucking hands to it because you can do it. Excuse me. Put your hands to it because you can do it. I hope everybody's inspired to be better versions of themselves every day. And what I will add to that equation is this. Work towards being a friend to yourself. Give yourself the same respect you give others. We are quick to hand out words of encouragement to our friends and family, but feel we are unworthy of the same treatment from ourselves. Learn to be a friend to yourself and learn to love yourself. If you think you are a person unworthy of self-love, then work to be a person who deserves it and love yourself for that. Just wanted to share something, man. Put a little paint where it ain't, man. Listen, it's what I do. Been doing this for a minute now, and hey, I'm gonna keep on chugging along. Hopefully I can be a blessing to somebody. You know, like the little girl ran up and down the seashore trying to push all of the little starfish back in when they kept getting washed up, and the daddy said, hey, you can't save them all. And the little girl said, hey, if I save one, then it was worth it. And yeah, that's what I stand on my platform. And I do that, man. It's therapy to me, just like it's therapy to somebody else who's receiving what I'm saying. And I ain't no panderer. I'm not going to pull any punches with you. You're going to get nothing but the show enough here because that's all I can offer you. Yeah. Now, this show tonight, man, is it's very relevant. You know what? First, let me get to the business. If you like what you see, man, follow me right here on YouTube. Also follow me on Instagram. I'm still on Facebook for now. And yeah, share it and tell your friends, man, and let's incite the riot. Let's keep this conversation going. Let's incite thoughts and ideas amongst us. This is the Romello Marcellus Show. Once again, I'm he. Tonight's topic is, hey, alone and alive. Why protecting your peace now matters more than love in 2025. Why does your peace matter more than love in 2025? A lot of us, man, we have folks around us who say they love us, but do they really love us? That's the question. I look at it like this, man. It's a hard pill to swallow when you finally come to terms with the fact that maybe the safest way to live is alone. See, people don't talk about it like, you know, they have all the ideas and the blueprints of the relationships, but people don't talk about this part of the game. Yeah. Just the fact that most people aren't even ready for love. They don't even know what real love feels like because they don't even love themselves. As I just read to you, you get up every day and you walk around with your frontal lobe damage from all the things that you've taken in, whether it's the aluminums, the weed, the drink, the smoke, the constant influx of bad energies that you receive from the things you see. All of those things, man. And as you go along, man, you look at life and then you start to get older, wiser, and realizing that finding someone genuine to build life with, we might be just goddamn near impossible. See, too many people are stuck. I mean, literally stuck in their past, stuck on their exes, stuck with their own bull crap egos, their shortcomings in their lives. Yeah. And here's the thing. What happens is They'll come into your life just enough to confuse you. Yeah, but they won't choose you. They won't choose you. To be in love, man, means that you get up every day and you choose the individual that you with. I choose you. I choose to make the sacrifices for you to drive across town. I choose to make the sacrifices to come and mow your lawn or pump your gas or come to your games or your events or support you at your working events and all of these things, man, that we sacrifice fragments of time, energy, resources, and the opportunity at really trying to find, or potentially having someone truly love us for who the freak we are. But there you go. There's another catch-22. Loving an individual for who they are, it's not just loving an individual for who they are, because to deal with someone, you always have to be in a position to compromise something of yourself. There goes the sacrifice again. How much is an individual willing to change or budge or remove or do something different other than their norm to be with you in the name of love? Huh. And if that person, the one that chose you to confuse you, but won't choose you because they choose you, that's not love. That's manipulation. That's selfishness. Yeah. It's crazy, man. We're living in an age of normalized toxicity. Look around, man. Everybody's moving in a way that, hey, potentially being toxic is a flex. It's crazy. Crazy. We live in an era where dishonesty, inconsistency, and half-assed communication is the new norm. That's the new normal. Think about it. People would rather play games with your heart than sit down and have an honest conversation with you about their true intentions. Yeah. Sit down and be real. If you see something in an individual, okay, here's the thing. Some people may say, hey, look, finding a person who doesn't have their shit together, because nobody really has all of their shit together. I don't care how much money you make. There's always some aspect of the individual's life that they're working on. But to see the potential in the individual who has basic understanding of what it means to sacrifice and be willing to compromise certain aspects of themselves for growth and for change and for something that's true and tangible, you've hit the jackpot. That's pay dirt. But most people are not even there. They're still chasing things that they have no business chasing. There comes points in your life that you have to say, well, I didn't get that. I ain't gonna get it. I've been out in the world, I've been out in these streets, and when it came to a time where I had to stop that, whatever I didn't get, I'm not gonna get it. Pivoting is a problem for folks, especially when they are still associated and affiliated with circles and people who have these same like-minded idiosyncrasies going on. And it takes an individual who truly has discipline and daily strengthening to master themselves, to stay away from those things that could very well put you in a position to love yourself a little less. Because if you have no love for yourself, there's no way you can have any for anyone else. So you get into these situations like this where, prime example, here we go. As I stated before, people are normalizing the toxic situations or being toxic, right? Here, you know what? Here's the real sting. Here's the real sting. You could know actually what you bring to the table. All the work you did on yourself, going to school, you work on your body, your mind, you eat right, you clean right, you pray, you meditate, you know all that you bring to the table, right? You know your value. Your love, your peace, your loyalty, your respect, your dignity. But what happens when the tables people invite you to sit at are cracked, broken, or rotted out? What happens? I mean, I guess you see potential in them. I don't know what it is. I mean, a lot of times it happens. We've all been bamboozled at some point in time, you know? Wow. I think about life in general as it is. Hang on one second. I think about life in general as it is, and it's like, well, damn. How do we get to the point where we can truly see each other for what and who we are and we're supposed to be? But these modern relationships nowadays, there's a painful truth. There's truly a painful truth. This is the part that breaks people down. The realization that maybe, just maybe, singleness isn't loneliness. It's survival. Protecting you. Protecting your peace and your mental health might mean shutting that door. Because how many of us are tired? Tired of being somebody else's almost. How many of us are being tired of being somebody's situationship or somebody settled because you ain't the one, but you the one I'm settling for? You know, how many of us are tired of that? Knowing that, hey, you moving with a whole sense of urgency that the next person's potentially not moving with. Because see, relationships today feel like damn near impossible because they're missing core ingredients. Honesty, communication, consistency. Everybody wants a vibe, but nobody wants to work. Everybody wants the benefits, but nobody wants the responsibility. See, people moving around here, they'll fall in love with an idea, the idea of you. And I say this about females all the time. You know, you guys will have a whole concocted movie and idea in your mind where you set eyes on this guy and, you know, I like him and he's got his shit together. He's a high earner or whatever you want to depict in your mind, you know, vacation trips and travel and, you know, the big home and, you know, all the accoutrement. But he doesn't even know that you have cast him in your movie. So happenstance that you sign him up for a role that he don't even know he's about to play. He doesn't have a script, nothing. But the minute he doesn't read the script properly or follow the lines, or the lines are not presented in a way that is palatable for you, you don't feel the emotion or you don't feel the commitment to said movie role, he's automatically cast out of the role. He doesn't even know he's been written out. You know how some people they'll have series and shows on and stuff like that, right? And matter of fact, I was looking at this interview with The Wire, and they're doing their reunions and things of that nature. Man, excellent show, probably one of the best series ever. The guys were sitting there and they was like, you know, every day they would come in and get the script and hurry up and go to the end and see had they gotten killed off. And that's the thing. That's tension. You're walking around on eggshells every day, all day, because you don't know. You have no clue. The only thing you know is that there are things building up that you have no control over because you can't control other individuals. The only thing you can do is provide opportunity to see if it's going to flourish or fail. And that is kind of where the majority of us are in our relationships. People fall in love with the idea of you, but not the responsibility. They want the vibe. They want what they concocted in their mind, but not everything. They don't choose you. So here's a question that should sting. Are relationships even worth it in 2025? Or are we fooling ourselves, chasing a fairy tale in a world where most people were never taught how to love without chaos? See, sometimes the bravest thing you can do is admit the truth. I'd rather be alone and at peace than together in pieces. I don't know, man. Honestly, I swear, I have no idea how people even have the audacity to move the way they do, especially when they talk about dealing with people. I mean, is it? Well, then, I guess it could be spiritual. I mean, a lot of times when people have callings on their lives and are distracted by the things that they see and like and lust after, and that could cost them a couple years at a time, where there are people who are truly traditional and understand what it means to try and build something with someone. So that means you got to put certain aspects of your life on hold or alter in the way that you would move if you didn't have to consider this person's feelings or emotions about the things that you're doing, which goes back to communication. If I'm telling you that I want to do something, or I've set my goals to do this thing, and you're not willing to be supportive of it, then yeah, I got to dead this situation before it leaves the train station anyway. But there are people that would say, oh, well, I'm with it until it gets to going. And then there's a whole nother issue. You know, it's like, you know, every aspect of you, your energy, they see you doing well. They see you prospering. And these are things that are attract people. So they want your energy, but hell, they want it until it's time to match it. Then they got nothing for you. They don't have a bandwidth to understand the disciplines it takes to you to be you. I'm a winner, goddammit. It's what I do. I'm not going to lose at nothing I do. Anything I've ever set my mind to get or do or want, I've gotten it. And I'm not going to ever stop doing what I want to do. And if you, and I speak in the mode of prosperity, and it's just not about the monetary things, but security as a whole, being able to come, go, do the things that I want to do when I want to do them, and being able to look after my loved ones or take care of my loved ones if hell up the governor, and not be a burden to anyone else if hell up the governor and I have to age out and not have somebody there to do things I need them to do, be able to, you know, handle my business. But being able to have a life full. You know, they want you just enough to waste your time, but not enough to claim you. That ain't love. That's hostage taking. They taking you hostage, holding you up. You know, even the dating thing, modern dating feel like a bunch of job interviews with no paychecks, all questions and no commitment. You ask the same questions 50 times, 50 individuals, 50 questions. You compounding the interest over shit. A year's time, you didn't ask maybe 2,000 questions and still got nothing. It's a shame what peace is a new luxury. Yeah, goddamn shame. Right? The average relationship ain't worth the price of your sanity, because most parties out here are, like I said, they stuck in their past, stuck in their old relationships, their old ways, stuck on their selfish ways. It's, oh, woe is me, wanting to be the victim, or, you know, getting to a point where I want to write you out to play. Fellas, I don't know many men, and I know many men that do it, but fellas, how many times have you been villainized when you've done nothing wrong? Now, sure, there's a lot of messed up guys out here, but, you know, how many times have you been villainized for doing nothing wrong? That is a point in case or pure fact that, yeah, you were merely an idea, not truly a factor. You were never the chosen one. You were the one that was settled for. You were merely a brain fart. Yeah. See, people don't fall out of love. They fall out of pretending. Yeah. They fall out of pretending. They fall out of pretending. They don't fall out of love. They fall out of pretending. God damn it. Yeah. Get tired of pretending. And you got to ask yourself, if you're moving in a relationship where you got to perform, meaning doing things that are extraordinary, meaning that it's well beyond your scope of your normal day-to-day moving of yourself, you're a performer. You're an actor. You're in a play. You're in a movie. You're running your lines. And when you get tired, or excuse me, when there are no more lines or experiences to offer, yeah, they'll be writing you out of the script. You'll get your script and you just to the end and you'll see where they kill you off. Yeah. We do all that banter, man. I tell you, I'm wasting time. But the scariest truth, most folks only know how to love when the bull crap is attached, when the chaos, when the lies, when the deception. They want to feel uncomfortable. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you, one of the worst feelings as a man is to run into a woman with some good coochie and she ain't got no feelings for you. Nigga, you in trouble. Trouble. If you don't know how to compartmentalize your emotions, govern your emotions. If not, boy, you hit. Got to get to the point where you recognize when the bottom falls out. And this is across the board, y'all. You got to normalize. You got to recognize when the bottom has fallen out and the director of the movie begins to rewrite the script. You have to start grieving the fact that you are going to lose this role. Fighting for it. What you fighting for? You're fighting for something that's phony, that was real. I mean, that wasn't real, excuse me. You were fake acting in a fake movie. Prime example, like Cam put Omar Gooden into the fake movie. Yeah, to get him back. Come on now. People doing this every day in real life. Real time. Think about it. Think about how many times you thought an individual was one way and all of a sudden, out of the blue, bam, there's something else. Yeah, I ate and I'm only speaking from males, but nigga, fuck you. Yeah, you ain't, Or, ladies, I'm sure y'all heard, well, look, I never told you we was together. We was just friends. I'm trying to tell you, these are the things that happen. I can't make this. I can't make this up. I can't make this up. It's a shame. It's sad that we as adults have to get to the point where we normalize this and say this to ourselves as we're going through life. I'd rather sleep next to someone who makes me feel what? Or should you be saying, I'd rather sleep alone rather than next to someone who makes me feel lonely? That's bad. I'll tell you about me. Majority of the females that I've encountered, it hasn't gone over well because I'm a man's man. I'm hands-on with it. I'm stern. You ain't gonna just say anything to me. You're not gonna it ain't your way. If it ain't our way, it goddamn it, most definitely, it more than likely won't be just your way. And that's just facts. I ain't that dude. I'm not. But I do know how to treat you. I'm gonna treat you good. Goddamn right I am. Oh yeah, you'll know where you stand with me all times, but goddamn it, my word is bond. I'm standing on my word. I'm not gonna let you run no files to my character. None of that. And basically, what I'm saying is it's harder for a man that's healed in this day and age and a woman that's healed because hell, when you run into broken folks or folks that mean good, they don't want you to come heal because you know what happens? It's harder for them to control you. You're a problem. You're a problem. So I don't know, man. I don't want to move around where peace is the new luxury. You know, it's sad. Should we live in a time where toxicity is celebrated? Come on, man. Honesty is rare. Mm. Toxicity is celebrated. Wow. I don't know about you, man. I don't want to be in a position where I got to be saying, well, yeah, protecting my peace is paramount. No, God damn it. I wasn't put here to be living on bread alone. I want shit, I want to be loved. Show me that, we showing each other. I don't want to be, oof, it's bad. It's dangerous. Fellas. I mean, ladies too. I mean, it's treacherous out here. Yeah, it's treacherous. Yeah. Whew. Mm-mm-mm. I hate that. We even have to get to the point where we uttering things like, I'd rather be alone in peace as opposed to being together with someone and in pieces, meaning they've broken you or stretched you out over something that was merely an idea, not an ideal, but an idea in their head that they created for you. And they played the part to get you to play your part. And prime example, you have people, man, that'll get together, man, that are completely opposites. And when the faker gets mad at the one that was sent to break them or correct them or get them to the point where they can see their true potential, they're already climbing the walls to get away. What I will say on some aspects, God don't make no mistake. God doesn't make any mistakes, but I'm just saying on some aspects where the placement's put there for a reason. Prime example, you can have an individual who's an overthinker, but then you can have one who's a free spirit. The free spirit is there to teach the overthinker that they can trust themselves. Okay. There's other levels of disciplines in where the oil and water can mix and coexist. But the majority of the time, the individual who's at odds is not willing to hear a voice of reason because you have screwed up the movie. And the movie is based on their feelings, their dopamine, the hits that they need, whatever other things they need to feed in their life. Shame. Retrospectively, it's a hard pill to swallow. Dealing with our junkies. And I'm not talking about total, the narcotic. I'm not talking about that. I mean, we're all junkies of different things based on feelings. Feelings aren't practical. It's merely emotions. So, man, just came on, man, to put a little paint where it ain't, man. The conversation. If you're just joining the show, the topic is alive and alone. Why protecting your peace now matters more than love in 2025. And in all actuality, that's not something that should be said at all. Peace should already be an automatic thing. Love is a necessity. We should all feel that at some point and start with loving ourselves and understanding when we see true love, because a lot of people are not ready. They have no idea what that even looks like because they've never been loved. They've never had it. You had parents that live in the house forever. Oh, and people are like, oh, were your parents around? Yeah, I got my mother and father. But you know what? They were absentee than a motherfucker. Didn't instill anything but some separation and separatism in those kids' lives, right? The me, my syndrome. How can you, and there are people out here to do that. How can you be grown ass people, right? And you're talking about you're in a relationship together. Here you go. Something as minute as a friggin' candy bar in the house. And both of you some bitches making good money. Uber works all the motherfucking time. Let's just say the woman came in and said, I want this candy bar and I'm going to eat it. And ate it. The man come home and say, where my goddamn candy bar at? Why you eat my candy bar? And has a fit about the damn candy bar. That could be very well replaced just like that. That's my candy bar. Nobody told you to touch my candy bar. Really? We're talking about candy. But if you're together and you have issues over things that minute, you have bigger issues. You have a lot of unresolved issues. So let me get scientifically with this thing, right? Because I can be surgical, and I'm not gonna hold you long. I'm just gonna do this. Just bear with me. When you're meeting people out here, right? This is a code of survival. Everybody want to be on the feel good thing. Take me out. We go on wine, dine. We go to the concerts and hang out and travel and all the distractions without really taking the time to get into the nuts and bolts of things. Fuck the statistical facts. They're going to be there. Age, what you do, your credit score, all that. Yeah, it'll be there. I want to talk to you about you. I want to talk to the child in you. I want to get to know that 8-year-old you until you at least turn 13. I want to know what that life was like for you. Because I promise you, if you talk to each and every one of you, and if you were honest with yourself and you got in the mirror today and asked yourself how you made friends, what were your disciplines, how did you make yourself feel safe, and did you respect yourself and others from those ages and that time? And I'll tell you, a lot of us move around who were not safe at that point in time. Things happened that a lot of people buried and never dealt with, which beget the distrust and the discourse and the constant over protecting yourself and your emotions. And you got walls up around you that no one can penetrate. And how you made friends. A lot of you talk about friends and things of that nature and why your friends are so screwed up. Hell, it starts with you. How you going to have friends and you don't even know how to be a friend? A lot of you sit there and sit right next to your friend and knowing that, hell, you talk bad about this friend to the other 3 friends over here. I ain't that kind of friend. I'll sit on the phone talking to the friend about this motherfucker. Man, you know this stupid motherfucker. Yeah. Right in front of you. You gonna know that I'm talking. I'm not gonna ever do it behind your back. You're gonna know what I'm saying about you to your face. But I can be a real friend. I have real friends. A lot of us don't. Another thing. When you have people around you that are personally connected to you or seeking to be personally connected to you, their conversation is everything. What do they talk to you about? What are they talking about? Are they talking about people or ideas? See, great people talk about ideas. They're not talking about people. Think about it. I'm trying to talk about what's going to make us better, make our lives better, more comfortable. Talking to you to check in and see what issues you have that are going on with you, to see how I can stand in the gap for you in some way, shape, or form. And hopefully you'll be doing the same for me. But I'm checking that too, because if I'm not getting the same in return, this is a bad investment. I need to see a return on my investment. And I hope everyone else would love to see a return on their investment. This is one of the things we're talking about, this hard pill to swallow, because everybody's moving around and trying to engage. They haven't done any construction to themselves, but they're looking for anybody else to do construction, when in all actuality, we should be just showing up for each other to do maintenance. That's it. That's why the pill is so hard to swallow. Caught up by the feeling. I got to have a connection. I got to lay with a warm body. I got to talk to an individual. I got to make myself available. I got to go out here and ladies, show my ass and titties and get a BBL so that I can get this attention to feed this thing of whatever it is that I'm feeling, have been feeling lackly about myself. That started when I was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old. Because I wasn't the cool kid. So I want to be cool now because I can afford to be cool. And I got people around me who want me to be cool. And now you wake up every day and it makes it even worse because you get on social media and you got 500 people showing you some fake love with the click of a button. Wow. Make it make sense. Well, you know what makes it even worse? Is in the beginning of this thing, people would say, hey, does that shit pay you? Well, we're in a day and age where that shit pays you. And if you're getting paid, oh, it does wonders for that ego. Yeah, sends it through the roof. Got you believing a whole lot of stuff about yourself. Yeah, it's crazy. So, is love alive in individuals like that? No. It's a dead issue. Dog dead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. You got something to say? There's the number. It'll always be up. Yeah. Line is open. Lines are open. Anyway, I just came on, man, and put a little paint where it ain't and bark my little bark and let y'all hear me and see y'all. Yeah. Once again, man, if you like the show, please follow me and subscribe me right here on YouTube. Romello Marcellus Show. Also, follow me on the Instagram, Facebook. I'm there. Yep. And all you're getting, man, get you some understanding. Get you some understanding. Tell you. Because a lot of people out here, man, have no idea what they're doing. And there's a whole lot of this.
What do you see in the individual that you're with that you see in yourself? Sideways is cool if you're in your 20s. Well, damn, okay. I always thought it was either up or down. I mean, sideways is just nothing. That's lateral moves keep you where you are. I'm not understanding that. Are you fucking above your station, meaning are you a low value individual seeking a high value individual and you can't keep up because you're trying to come up and you fucking up and the individual knows that he's fucking down or she's fucking down or vice versa? Same thing I said, man. Retrospectively, it starts with you. Last evening's conversation was very, very, very deep. And a lot of people, I'm sure you had good takeaways from it. Trust that people are going to be who they are, and you're going to be who you are.
Right. Still valid. But once again, like I said, it's a hard pill to swallow because you got to come to terms with that nowadays. Shit. A lot of us is fucking down. I mean, fucking up. Yeah. However you want to say it. It makes sense. And all you're getting, get some understanding, man. And, yeah. Nobody loves you. I love you. Good night.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring 'em out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert! All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you. Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.